As you sit around the Thanksgiving table this year, you might hear some Pilgrim hate. And I just want to let you know, it's not their fault. It's the Puritans. The Pequot War of 1637, the Puritans. King Philip's War, 1675, the Puritans. Thanksgiving? Now that's the Pilgrims. The Pilgrim story is not one of taking advantage of the native peoples. They wanted to leave the Netherlands because they felt that their children were being negatively influenced. I think a lot of parents out there with their kids in public school can relate to that. And I taught in public school for several years, so I know. The Pilgrims didn't have it easy. One of their ships sank. They accidentally landed in the wrong spot, in the north, in the winter. And 45 out of 102 of them died the first winter. But the craziest thing was their attitude through it all. Me, I'd be looking around come spring and saying, me thinks we made a mistake. The interesting thing is their theology didn't allow them to believe in mistakes. They believed in the absolute sovereignty of God. That means that absolutely nothing happened apart from God's predetermined will. He thought about it ahead of time. He had it all planned out. Everything happens exactly how God wants. The problem of evil folks are probably already typing in the comments. Yeah. For the Pilgrims, their ship went down. God caused that. Landing in New England, God caused that. Well, maybe. 45 dying that first winter. God caused that, according to their theology. And this is the amazing thing. Like Job, their prayer was, the Lord gives, and the Lord taketh away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. That's awesome. That is amazing faith. In spite of the hardships, they saw the blessings of God. They didn't see that they'd landed hundreds of miles north at the wrong place. They saw that they'd landed in the place that God had prepared for them. And yes, 45 died that first winter, but then spring came and God brought them a native named Samoset. He walked right into the camp and with broken English asked for a beer. They let him in, they gave him what they had, and they just allowed him to talk. And they learned about his people and the area and anything that he could tell them. When he left, they gave him gifts, and he said that he would return with friends. When he came back, he brought a man named Squanto. Squanto spoke excellent English, though it was hard-earned. He was tricked and captured by a villainous captain named Hunt. And when Hunt had arrived in Spain, some of the Spanish friars set free these natives. And condemning Hunt, of course, they let the natives stay with them for a while. And then they let them, Squanto at least, go to England, where he worked in the shipbuilding industry. A short time later, England wanted to send him back as a kind of peace offering to his people that they wanted to have better relationships with. Unfortunately, Squanto's people were gone. They were destroyed by that plague. So he returned for no purpose. But then a year later, the Pilgrims arrived. They settled near the villages of his lost people and really struggled to survive in the cold and rocky terrain of that northeast territory. Squanto had a new people to help, and he did. He taught them how to grow and hunt in this new environment. He was an emissary between the English-speaking colonials and the tribes. And the Pilgrims saw him as God's blessing, a gift of mercy after a time of suffering. As the scriptures say, blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Sometimes it's hard to see God's blessing, but if you're a child of God, it's there. The scriptures say what Satan meant to harm you, God has purposed for your good. This verse, blessed are those who mourn, I talk about that more in the second chapter of my book, Blessed. 10 lessons from the Beatitudes. Hey, leave a like because I like you. Be blessed. And check out this next video.